Welcome everybody to the stream today. We're taking a break from running the ladder today because we're at I think we just saw it 258. And since the goal is just to be in the top 1200, figure we'll just stand pat there for a little bit. But we can play these other tournaments to just run through and try to win some gold and extra cards. And that doesn't affect that. So I say we do that. How you doing this tonight, buddy? Or I guess early evening for you, as it's almost 10:30 for me. I'm amazed at the number of... I guess I'm not. Lovestruck Beast is a good card. It's just... there's so many people playing it right now. Yep. Not a huge surprise. Not sure ideally how we want to play that. Well... I mean, yeah, we do that. I mean, we just play a Black Lance at the end of their turn and really just hope to draw an Embercleave, right? I mean, we don't have a second black, so we can't Murderous Rider their Lovestruck Beast. But they didn't auto-play a land and play a Lovestruck Beast either. So that could be kind of a good sign. Oh man, getting no responsibilities for 5 days is legit. That's a cool setup if you can get it. Alright, let's just make it our goal to draw land here. I think that's what we really want to do. And then we can just land this Embercleave. That's really what we're trying to do. See, sometimes you just have to ask. I know people worry too much. Oh, land perfect. We don't even have to give up our Fervent Champion here. It's always good when this situation happens, because then if they decide they want to go ahead and kill the Black Lance Paragon, you can just move the Embercleave over to the Fervent Champion for free. And then with us having this in hand, even once they actually get a creature, it's not going to sit there very long. Hey, Dwelling Keeper, sure. It wasn't that ideal. Because we're going to get to deal some damage. Yep, we got all of it. I mean, at this rate, I don't even really care if they have the Innkeeper, truthfully. No work, no kids. Man, you got the setup, brother. Like, that's about as good as you could hope for. You got the place to yourself. I mean, all I'm going to say is do whatever you want to do. Just clean up after yourself. So one of my friends used to tell me when we go out, remember, if you can't be safe, be sanitary. And it sounds so dumb, but it makes so much sense. And he's totally right. I don't think there's anything here the opponent's going to do that we really care about. So he's going to make that a 6/6. I can make this a 5/6. Well, alright. Let me just go ahead and kill that guy now. That's how that should work. Oh, yeah, if you've ever had a job where you've been a cleaner, that definitely won't work for you. I think that's the case for a lot of people, though. Like, old habits die hard, man. I mean, I haven't ran my own business for a long time, and it's hard for me to walk into other small businesses now and not, like, look around and assess things and be like, oh, you know what would be cool, or you know what could help these people out is if they did this thing or that thing. And it's like, there's so many times I walk into these stores and I have to consciously not say something. Especially game stores, because game industry, there's so many stores that just make so many mistakes for a lot of reasons. And, ugh, man, it's so hard to just... I have literally seen... I'm willing to bet that there are only a handful of people in the entire game industry that have seen more game stores than I have. I'm pretty certain I have seen a couple hundred. I'd have to really write down all the locations, and but the thing is, like, some I went and looked at just because I was curious, right? And then some time went by, and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to consciously start looking for more of them. So as I would travel for business or a convention or whatever, I would just start looking for more game stores. And then when I worked for Wizards in the trade marketing department, anytime I would travel then, I'd start checking just so I'm like looking at now store metrics and things like that, just to kind of see if the stores were even on my radar, were they registered store, the whole 9 yards, just basically checking. And it was interesting, the things I saw. But yeah, there's so many stores that make so many just basic mistakes, and it just makes me sad, because some of them aren't even things you should be trying hard for. They're just the absolute basic things. That resolves. And it's like, I so badly just want to, like, I'm not even sure what I could say what the number one problem is, other than there's just a lot of problems for game stores, truthfully. And it's tough because, I mean, don't get me wrong, just like every industry, like, there are a lot of issues. There's a lot of stuff that's difficult, expensive. But I almost feel like, more often than not, so many of them are looking for excuses than solving their actual problems, which is tough. And this is coming from somebody, like, when I got into the game industry, I had just turned 21 that summer, and I had nobody that ever taught me anything about business. I had to learn everything from the ground up. So yeah, I don't know, when I see people that have it handed to them, or like even around here, there's a couple of stores that have fantastic, like, parking, play space, blah 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 blah, like, everything's exactly, I mean, almost idealistically perfect, and they're just destroying themselves. And it's like, it's so sad to see that. I mean, if we attack... Oh, I can't attack with Embercleave yet. I need more mana. So let's just do this. This is likely just going to die to a Domri's ambush, but that's okay. We kind of know the drill. I mean, we could just as well get Embercleaved of our own, which is one of the reasons I considered just killing the silly token, but that's fine. No blocks. We'll take our 12 and then go to 2. And then have to kill a token so he can't attack us next turn, and hopefully we can do something. Because Embercleave of our own won't necessarily win. Yep, and we go to 1. Oh, actually, It will. Because this is 12, 13, 14. That's Exacxies. Oh, so gross. So gross. Forgot about the +1 we were going to get on the Spawn of Mayhem. And they can't block the Stormfist Crusader. Oh, that's got to make the opponent so salty. They actually got their Embercleave and it didn't do anything. Oh, that's sad for them. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, for real. Like, I don't even know. Like, if I'm in my opponent's shoes, I don't even know what you do there. Like, you kind of got the ideal situation. And you got me down to where I have a limited number of options, being at 1 life. And, like... And the opponent doesn't even know. I think I sideboarded out 1 Embercleave in that match. Ugh. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker for the opponent. I mean, I'll take it. A win's a win, but... Ugh. Man. Oh, Jobber Man. This dude might be a wrestling fan. Oh, well, this isn't nice. We'll keep it, though. I mean, you only really need 1 land to get rolling, so why not? And it's possible, whatever they play turn 1, we could opt not to play the Knight and just kill it with the Bone Crusher Giant. I mean, many times I tell people with this deck, one of the things you spend time figuring out, truthfully, sometimes is just what's the best hands to keep. Like, what sequence of things can get you to the scenario you want. And it seems like it should be terribly easy, but it's just not. Man, it takes a lot of thought. I mean, you guys have watched me play this deck for 2 weeks straight now. Okay, find opponent, fine. Well, I guess the good news is we don't take extra damage from the cat because we can at least block it. This hand, though, is not going to cooperate even a little bit. That's highly unfortunate. And the worst part is we actually have 2 Spawn of Mayhems, which would be really good here. Or even playing double Knights would be fine. Because, yeah, the Spawn of Mayhems, they can't really block, and that'd just be straight up 4 damage. And with them draining us for 3 a turn, we'd get the bonus things pretty quick. But now we're in a situation where we're probably just going to die to them hitting us for 3 every turn. Which is super unfortunate. If we lose this one, it's really going to be just because we didn't draw lands. Which hurts, truthfully. Because this hand was going to be fire against him. Ugh, that's not good. What are the odds that they're only playing green-black? Because I'm thinking it's pretty low. I say we go ahead and attack with... Well, if we attack with both... Oh, gosh. What does the opponent want to cast here? I mean... See, this creates a weird situation because the opponent might very well just want to play like a... Masker Girl next turn? Especially with them being able to just hit for 3 a turn regardless of what's on the table. I mean, if I was in the opponent's shoes, that's probably what I would do. And I'm obviously not set up to play Embercleave here in any way, shape, or form, so that's fine. Alright, the opponent kind of lets us off the hook a little bit here. Now, we kind of just have to decide, is it worth it to shoot the goose and play another knight? Or do we just want to... play a spawn of Mayhem. I mean, the problem is if they have a Mayhem Devil, we are just for real wrecked. I think because it's game 1 and we don't know what the opponent's got, I mean, I think this is actually the correct play. Till we figure out what they're doing. I mean, again, they could just, well, have a land, play a Massacre Girl anyway, and it doesn't really matter, but we'll see. Hey, Dark Soul, how's it going? It's going great on my end. Well, kinda. We got a rough start to the night. Day 41 was actually in jeopardy because, for whatever reason, my XSplit broadcaster was not recognizing Arena, and that caused a serious problem. So we were almost in trouble. But that didn't happen, and everything was fine. So, as they say, no harm, no foul. Alright, so we just go ahead and kill Corvold here. I mean, unfortunately, it puts us to 11, which puts us closer to dead by the opponent, but not a lot we can do. We basically have a 2-turn clock at this point. Interesting. And we're just gonna sack the cat to Corvold again. Oh, or sack it to the... I gotcha. Draw a bunch of extra cards. Let's see what they're doing. Smart. Smart. Alright, then we attack with all these. I mean, there's not a lot we can do here. We're just going to take a beating from the opponent. I mean, we're going to take at least 4. So we're going to be at 8. I mean, opponent can basically kill us in 2 turns. I truly don't even think we have an out here. I mean, maybe if our exact cards are... Well, no, there's a Mayhem Devil. So now we're dead, then. Yeah, we don't have anything that's going to allow us to recover from that. That, I mean, you know, not getting land for 1 extra turn. Like, that's the difference there. It's small, but it does make all the difference in the world. So let's bring some of these pain bringers in. I kind of want Epic Downfall. Kind of don't. I mean, the problem is you get in this weird situation where you kind of want to bring Epic Downfall in because you know your opponent's going to bring in Lovestruck Beast. But, I mean, we can hit Lovestruck Beast and hit Mayhem Devil. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. Hey, Plumber. It is going okay. We got a rough start to the night, but otherwise we're doing pretty good. We decided we're not going to climb the ladder anymore for the next 3 days since we're at 284, I believe is what it said. And there's not a good reason to put that at risk for the time being. So what we're opting to do instead is play some of these tournament style things in here in Arena. I don't know what we're actually calling those, but we'll see what happens with that. And it's really just a way to pile up some gold and some cards if we want to. I think that's the better option. Oh, goodness, deck. Alright, this is better. Sort of. Ugh. Duh. Okay, well, I guess we'll get rid of this. Man, that's an unfortunate situation. And it was tough because it wasn't even like an extra swamp. If it was another black land, I would have at least been excited about it. But, well, there's another black land. But unfortunately, it's probably too late because they're going to get to use their goose here. So now we're just going to be on removal card duty. Because that's what we have to do. But yeah, I pulled some product aside. Actually, turns out I have a bunch of pre-release packs, I guess. That's what we're calling them. So I have like 3 or 4 of those I can open. A bundle of, I think it was Aether Revolt. So we have some things we can do, to say the least. Oh, that would be cool. Blue-red flash is probably fun. Alright, we're going to kill one of these gooses. We're going to attack. And then I think we're just going to play one of these. Not sure if I want to play that or the knight, but I'm going to play this first. And then we can almost guaranteed play the knight next turn. Drawing 2 cards, there's a good chance we draw a land. So if they play like Mayhem Devil, we can Epic Downfall the Mayhem Devil and still play this. Attack for enough to get the +1/+1 on it. Alright, there's a cat. And there's a Trail of Crumbs. Yeah, Trail of Crumbs Goose is kind of a silly interaction, too. Alright. See what we're going to do with all these cards. I mean, another kill card for a Goose would not make me sad, deck. Just saying. If you would like to give me a giant so we can stomp a Goose, I'd be down for that. I'm not sure what the opponent's doing here. Alright, well, it was a bunch of land, which isn't the worst. I mean, Epic Downfall lets us kill whatever we want, regardless. So the question here is just, no. Because we know that deck brings in Masker Girl, and we've let him draw an extra 3 cards already. So let's just do this. This is the real play. Because this is the only thing that's going to let us get more damage in here in the short term. While the opponent is sacking food to his Cauldron Familiar and whatnot. And this kills almost anything big they would play. So if they play Lovestruck Beast, if they play Mayhem Devil, if they play Corvold, like, this kills all those cards anyway. And we'd still have the mana to be able to play the Murderous Rider straight up, or play the Knight of the Ebon Leader. Or not, because they're just going to kill that. Problem is, I think we're about to lose a bunch of stuff to... Oh, actually, hold that thought. This actually gives us some protection against Masker Girl. Well, in a weird way, right? Because we can try to kill the Cauldron Familiar, but then it would come back. Then they would sack, and they would come back, and so that's kind of not ideal. Not sure what I want to do about this then. Because we can also just double shoot Masker Girl, and then the following turn play like Bonecrusher Giant and something. I mean, I guess we just pass and see what happens. I mean, Masker Girl is going to get 1, 2, 3. Because it gets the first -1, so 4. I could pump this up to a 6 and survive? If I'm doing the math right. So it seems okay. And we'd still have 1 open. To shock something, I guess. I mean, Corvold doesn't really matter to us here. I mean, in theory, I can just shock my opponent here. I'm just checking. Well, not really, because they have all the food. And they're playing a Goose with their mana, so the odds of them having something else here is not real high. So they want to trophy that away. Alright, well, what if we shock them to force the issue here? So they have to get rid of their food. Alright. And then while that's on the stack, we'll shoot them. Alright. So, that was a weird roundabout way to get to where we wanted. I think that's still mostly fine, though. Don't know if there's a pressing issue to change anything in the current build, the way we have it set up. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with it. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's almost counterintuitive because it doesn't seem like Stormfist would be good here. But it really is, surprisingly. Also, in other news, y'all will probably be getting some shout-outs on YouTube as I'm going to start loading the nights we have some kind of better runs and a better flow to the videos, or to the streams. I'm probably just going to be turning them into videos over there. Because, you know, it makes sense to just do double duty with work that we're already in, and we're already recording everything, so why not? Alright, that's a weird start for the opponent, which must mean they have a Mayhem Devil, which is great, so we'll just use this Epic Downfall and then play a Knight, which is awesome for us. I don't mind having an extra Bedevil either, because it actually buys us some wanted time if we want to get rid of a... well, actually, kind of have it all here, truthfully. That's pretty good. Yeah, one of the things, it's kind of what I've talked about before, right? I've actually been talking to other people that do a bunch of streaming, watching some videos, researching, looking at stats on different games. And one of the things, and again, this is that whole, like, coming from a business mindset thing or whatever, and just not being able to accept that, like, why are we not doing more with Magic and whatever, right? You know. But in all seriousness, I think there are a lot of people that are kind of just missing the boat on some things and not taking advantage of opportunities that we have. So I figure if there's a way, again, even in just the way we're streaming, like doing different things, offering different things, I'm all about it. And if just doing things differently and putting ourselves out there more. As a matter of fact, I have somebody working on... actually, you guys met him, actually. He was in one of the streams, but his name's Galen Eilenfeld. He goes by Art by Galen. He's got a YouTube channel. He does some streaming of his own. But he's doing a new logo for me that I'm going to start putting on stuff so I can brand everything with a unified look as well. And then I have somebody else that once the logo's done, they're going to do some animated headers for me, or intro pages, so I can put those on the YouTube videos. And then I will also be able to use some of that stuff to make a new overlay for streaming here. So it all come together here in the next month or two. It's just process. Yeah. Yeah. Is the opponent gonna attack? Probably not, so they'll be able to block a Stormfist Crusader. Which is unfortunate, because I don't really want to waste the Bedevil on a Stormfist Crusader, so I hope we draw something good. Though, if they do double block, I guess I don't care that much. I'll just play another one. I mean, it's kind of tough for them, though. If they double block, they lose both their creatures, then they can't play anything relevant. If they take the damage, though, then the Knight's going to be big enough that even if they play a Massacre Girl, the Knight's not going to die. Which ends up being real bad for them, because then we just kill the Massacre Girl, and then we're attacking for big piles of damage. So they're only going to take 3. Massacre Girl's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. We can bump this up to a 6, so it's still not going to die. So we're okay with that. Now that that creature's gone, if you had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so then Massacre Girl will be minus 1, 2, 3, 4. We would still be able to pump that. So yeah, we're about that life. Let's do it. And we still have mana open in case we need to bedevil something. Yeah, I think you should, Plumber. I mean, I think I mentioned a couple days ago, one of my friends, TJ, is actually, I'm just going to go ahead and pump this now, is putting, he's previously has an account that's partnered. So with that, he's decided to start doing more, just taking advantage of some opportunities he has available. And with that, we're creating a stream team specifically so we can help each other just be better, stream better. You know, I don't even want to use this yet. Let's just see what the opponent does. So I was going to say, if they don't block, that's like awful for them, so. Because I kind of want to leave this in hand in case, like, I don't know, Corvald or something happens. Because the truth is, they could just well have a Murderous Rider here. Yeah, or that. Okay, well, that was not the best situation, but what are we going to do? Actually, cancel that. We have a bunch of mana, so I'm just going to let it resolve. And then come to our turn. Because there's a chance we draw like a giant or something, and then we can just shoot her and play the giant. So if we don't have to waste a Bedevil on that, well, or Shock will do. And then we'll just play one of these guys as a guy. And put this in tapped, and that still leaves us mana for all of our relevant things. We've drawn a crap ton of mana this game, actually. Oh man, that's really cool. I would actually watch a bunch of that. I think that's something you can probably really differentiate yourself on. Like, and that's a serious cause for a lot of people. So that's even better. That wasn't ideal, but ultimately, this is what these guys are here for. Let's go ahead and play it, and then let's just play this. And then I guess I'll put this in, take the damage. This way of mana we can pump twice in case something weird happens, and then we'll just pass. How do you accidentally stream? Did you just hit a button and then realize people were talking to you? They had a Murderous Rider after all. Trail of Crumbs. Okay. I mean, do we just, at this point, kill the Bronodon so we can try to win? Yeah, I think that's totally worth doing, dude. I support that totally. I think it's one of those things that, again, there's nothing wrong with people doing what they're doing on Twitch. Or, you know, it's fine. But there's just so much more that's possible, I think. So yeah, I think you're definitely going to open a door to set yourself up. I mean, like I said, for what we're doing, offering a variety of stuff, occasionally streaming a different game, doing some giveaways. I mean, hell, even just being a black streamer with Magic is sadly a thing. There's not that many, you know? But not wasting that opportunity, you know, letting it be double time and putting it in multiple places. And this isn't great. The opponent gets to go to 9 still, but if we find an Embercleave here, we did not. Though, we do get to draw some cards. Let's see. Yeah, we're definitely going to draw. take one, see if we fire one up. No, opponent's using their food now just in case. That's not ideal, but sure. And the good news is here, even if they have Corvold, Corvold's just going to be blocking Rotting Regisaur at this point. Alright, got a Mayhem Devil, which isn't doing much. The funny thing is, if they had a mana, they could actually have the Bronodon sack to kill their own Trailer Crumbs, but I think the opponent's just wrecked here since we have so much mana. No, I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to do this anyway. And they don't have any mana to sack the Threshing Bronodon, so here you go. Yep. So yeah, as much as we're worried about that matchup, we seem to be winning against it fairly regularly, so I'll take it. So we're 2-0 so far in 2 matches that are with decks that we don't like playing against. So, what do we know? Like, sometimes you think you have it figured out, and then you just don't. So you say you ran a business doing level jobs and loot runs with about 20 guys. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think... You know, that's kind of that whole reality TV thing, right? Where people wonder how there's all these shows that are able to stay on the air doing all this crazy stuff. But it's because it's all kind of a curiosity, right? You're getting to see this part of society, I guess, that you just don't normally get access to. So somebody that seems kind of generic, like, hey, Frostbite, like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but you get to watch him and his wife go around and like they're serving these papers and they're chasing people down, and you know, and that was a big thing for a few years. Like, it seems stupid to a lot of people, but I mean, I kind of get it, you know. And you know, though, Plumber, that makes it even better though, right? Like, if that's where your passion is, then definitely go with that, because it's going to be more meaningful to you, right? You're going to enjoy getting up to do it more often. You might as well. The other is, it's that thing that can separate you from the rest of the pack. And not saying that you can't still play Magic as, well, that's a thing. Guess we'll at least do this. There's at least a creature in play. It's not saying you can't play Magic, but if you use recovery as an angle, or it's something you're talking about, or even if you reach out to other people that are in recovery, and, you know, Magic is kind of the tool you're using to help them, like, that's fine too. Oh boy, okay, how much damage do you want to take here? That's cool. I'm not arguing. I've seen a couple people playing Escape for Wilds. It's even been showing up in random Fires decks. They're playing a couple copies. Just to reload their hand and then next couple turns have some freebie stuff to play. Oh boy, how bad do we care about all this stuff? I mean, do we just kill the first striker? This is such a bad use of this card, y'all. I don't like it. Makes me sad. That's the thing, though. I would say it's not so much that they took the business thing wrong. I think they just attacked the process wrong. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with looking at streaming as a business. I think that's what more people should do. I just don't think people understand business as well as they think they do. And then that causes the bigger problem. Because like I'm saying, like it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess if they draw it, we're dead anyway. Oh, well, that's neat to know. And we get some life out of this exchange. I don't hate this. No, I don't have Flame Sweep in the sideboard. It would kill like half my stuff. I'm not overly worried about it though at this stage. We got 6 more life that last turn. And, whoa. Nah, I want to do this and equip up this turn. And the opponent just draws removal and gets me, they get me. I'm okay with that. Ooh, man, if we can draw another land, next turn can be hot. Urban Champ, okay, okay. They come with everything? So we take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and go to 5. But then we kind of cripple them a bit. So, sure. Ooh, I like that. I like that too. Because really here, we're not going to get to play the Spawn of Mayhem now. We kind of have to play this. Ooh, we could put the opponent at 9, but then we'd be dead. Because even if we have this and block 1, we'd go to 6, take 2, 4, 5. We're susceptible to too many cards. So we have to stay to block. I'm just going to play this and hate myself later for it. And I think we're going to go ahead and just kill this. Since we're solo life, we don't want to risk anything happening. Because having 4 life at least gives us an option. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on that for sure. Alright, and the opponent backed off. That's all we needed. Okay. So now we move the Embercleave. Hopefully this doesn't end in disaster. Though the opponent didn't kill anything on their turn to attack with, so I'm assuming this is fine. I'd be really surprised if it's not. Okay, so we got up to 9 life. If we just play the Spawn of Mayhem. Yes. Just can't risk it. I want to, but that extra point of life loss could be real bad. Yeah, I told you, Frostbite. Cindervines is a good card. A little bit underplayed right now, actually. It's real good. Alright, we're just going to block where it makes sense. I mean, feel free to Embercleave something. Yeah, exactly. Like, Embercleave doesn't do anything here, so I'm okay with this. Man, I am so happy with this because our opening hand was not good for this matchup. I feel like we played this very well to get through this. Oh, yeah. We have all the goods. Oh, yep. Whew. Hey, little god. How is it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're having a good old time right now, actually. We decided we're not going to press the issue We were at rank 284, I believe, before we started this. And it just makes sense to not press the issue since our goal really is just to be in the top 1200, and we're definitely there. Yesterday, we only lost like 40 spots. So even if you said we lost, if we managed to lose 100 spots each of the next 2 days, 3 days, that only puts us at around 600. So we're fine. But in the meantime, we're playing basically one of the tournaments they have on here and seeing what we can run up. See if we can make our stockpile of gold even better because, you know, dragons like having stockpiles of gold. Epic Downfall doesn't kill a lot in this fight, but it kills like just enough to be relevant. No, I don't even know. I'm not going to bring those in, actually. With us having Cavalier Knights and stuff, I'm not going to worry about it. Hey, Sandman. The whole crew's all starting to show up tonight. Yeah, we got to 17 at one point. Then we were also at 43, 55, 74, 76. Those were our highest for this season, I believe. Oh no, this hand was not good, actually. I actually would rather have a hand that has either a shock or some turn one play in it in this matchup, because all I want to do is just prevent damage and kill creatures so we can get to a bigger solid play. The opponent, however, seems to be content just rolling these gutter bones out. Since we got the lands we wanted, I'm just going to pass. Because the opponent, if they just have gutter bones, then fine. Because even if they're just going to get a gutter bones back, that takes their whole turn. So we basically time walk them. If not, they're just going to play a Riding Redisar here. And it's not a huge threat because we have Redisar of our own. And they obviously don't have any way to Embercleave. Oh, if I was on the play, yeah, this hand's way different. On the draw, not so much. Yeah, opponent really didn't do much with that turn, so I'm just going to play this since the opponent already knows about it. And I'm going to play this instead. So if they have Murderous Rider, then it gets to kill that, and they take 4 instead of just getting to kill this. Yeah, Fervent Champ. That's... Oh, I see what's going on here. I see. Alright. Pretty smart. I'll take my 1. Well, we know what the last card in their hand is. Oh, now that could make this a lot. Oh, no, because we only have... Well, we could play the dinosaur. So that's fine. Let's do that. No attacks. We're just gonna... No, Auto Tapper. What are you doing? See, I've gotten smart. After Auto Tapper wrecked us a couple times early in the season. See, that's the other thing, too. Like, we lost, I'm pretty sure, at least 4 games, which amounted to probably 3 matches, because a couple of those were in the deciding game of a match, where the Auto Tapper tapped the wrong thing. So the fact that we're even able to recognize that and save ourselves, our matchups could have, our overall record could have been even stronger. Yeah, that's no lie. Outplaying the Auto Tapper is an actual thing you have to do sometimes. So they're probably going to attack with just the Fervent Champs. And then we're going to block them both because we're playing the super secret tech of Shock. which is supremely silly, but it matters, especially as more people are playing these Rakdos Aggro decks. Or Rakdos Knights, whatever you want to call them. It's weird because people call them Rakdos Knights, but truthfully, their versions are even playing Gutter Bones and stuff. They're not even really Knights decks. If I felt confident playing 4 copies of Tournament Grounds, I would call it a Knight deck. But I don't, so it's not a Knights deck. Alright, comes into play, and we'll just shock whoever they put it on, which is going to be the one that's in front of the Registrar, I would imagine. Yep. See, shock's so good. So good. And then from here, I'm going to discard one of these. Play one. Just so we can offset the Rotting Registrar stuff and then start getting Spawn of Mayhems into play. And then I'm going to attack with this. Because, you know, what's the opponent really going to do? I'm telling you, man, Shock turned this whole match around. Like, just having that set up to where the opponent can't do anything there. Because they were planning on trading 1 for none, and we basically wiped out their only relevant creatures in this fight for us right now. I mean, they could top deck more Blacklands Paragons, I guess, but then we don't even care soon because we're about to have Spawn of Mayhem in play. Yeah, this is pretty bad for the opponent here. And their version seems like it can't go as big and doesn't have as many tricks in it because they're not playing stuff like Bedevil and things like that. So once you get them on the back foot and they have so many 1 toughness creatures, they really can't do a whole lot. So yeah, as it turns out, this hand turned to be pretty great. My first 3 draws were pretty good, though. So yeah, now we're just kind of waiting on the opponent. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just being mad. I'm going to get some music going, guys. It's probably going to be a little loud to start with. I'll have to bring the volume down a little bit. And we're just going to end the turn. I'm not going to put anything else into play. Oh, I didn't realize they actually didn't block. I guess I could have played the Spawn of Mayhem. My opponent mind tricked me. You know, I don't really know why they do that, truthfully. It's possible. Some of them may actually be really thinking. You know, seeing if maybe in their head, if they didn't block and there was a way they could, I don't know, get a Murderous Rider, then they kill our dinosaur, then like, I don't know, you know, maybe that was a thought process. There's also the reality, too, that some people just, because we can't communicate, they might just be AFK for some reason. Yeah, if that music is too loud, let me know, guys. Alright, we're going to go ahead and sack that land. And we drew a land, so that's perfect. Well, now we don't really care because we don't need 2 Spawn of Mayhems. So, still don't know if we attack. I think we're still... I mean, the opponent has to block or start dying here, and they know what's in our hand, but still got to play a little bit safe. Excellent, excellent. And this does matter now, because the opponent does have 2 potentially relevant cards in hand. If one's a removal and, I don't know, some other creature. Or maybe it's removal and a Embercleave, and they're hoping to get the other land. Though the thing is, being at 14, even if I block the Blacklands Paragon, the best they could do is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that would be if they attacked with everything. Yeah. Well, not too bad. We are 3-0 on the night. I'll take it. Like, as goofy as that show is, it has had some legs. For real. Yeah, we keep this. You know, thinking about it, if you have the gold to spend, these little quick pseudo tournaments are a good way to test yourself against other competitive decks and not put any of your rank at risk, if that's a concern. So, like, say you got 2 silver, 1 or 2, or even low gold, but you wanted to try a new deck, but you didn't want to necessarily like risk dropping in the ladder, you could just spend 1,000 gold and play through this for a little bit and just get a feel for what everybody else is doing. And that's probably a smart move. You know what? I'm just gonna do this and just pass. I considered playing a knight in the next turn. What? What? What is even happening here? You play until you get 2 losses or you get 5 wins. This is weird. I kind of want to shock the gutter bones, but I don't even know what's happening right now. I'm gonna, just to limit them getting some food, and I don't know. I mean, there was a chance they just had like Fervent Champion or something there, but whatever. So great when I have no idea what my opponents are doing. I'm just like, yeah, this looks like the right play. Let's go for it, right? So here, I think we're just going to play Regisar and then maybe get lucky to Embercleave next turn, depending on what kind of mood the opponent's in. So the opponent is playing something with Gutter Bones, Midnight Reaper, Witch's Oven. Oh, they're playing this deck. I gotcha. Okay, this is going to be a problem for us, y'all. Not impossible, but definitely difficult. Especially now that we took 7 that we weren't planning on. That was definitely not part of the plan in any way, shape, or form. Ooh, that hurts. Because that takes away our agency for doing a lot of stuff this turn with the way our lands are. Ugh. Alright. Well, I think we're dead. Yep. Yeah, didn't see that coming. But that is a deck. We ran into that once, either last night or the night before. So it's definitely a thing people are doing. So we'll bring this in. Some epic downfalls. Possibly Cavaliers, just for some late game life gain. Oddly, Fervent Champ might be okay because they're playing extra 1 toughness creatures, it looked like. Blacklands Paragon's probably not that good. Go 1 less champ. Probably going overkill on the epic downfall because they probably only have like 3 things we can kill, truthfully. Alright, let's try this. This could be our first loss. I mean, that deck's actually hard for us to beat. I mean, the last time we played it, it was a bit of a struggle. This is not good. This is significantly better. Though I'm willing to part with this tournament grounds. because we do ultimately need another land anyway to be able to cast this. Otherwise, we can cast both of these with no problem. And the opponent just mulliganed, or conceded, so that's weird. Well, that's not how we expected to get a game win here. So we're back to square one. Kind of weird, because my hand was only so-so. I mean, I would be able to deal with the first creature or two they got, but didn't know where I was going to go after that. We'll keep this. I mean, admittedly, we're probably going to take 7 from our own damn Rotting Regisaur, but what are you going to do? We can't just not play things, right? Though, if we draw a 4th land, we may consider not doing it. Oh, well, I might as well use the one thing they can take, huh? Because if we draw a 4th land, then we can just wait and start playing Spawn of Mayhems, which we know they can't really do much about. So I wouldn't hate that. Extra Bone Crusher Giant's kind of nice. And since they haven't proven they can easily produce food yet. Alright, so here, we're just going to pass. Oh, crap. I could have played that. Dang it. Would have been nice to have that in play. That's a mistake on my part. That's fine. Sometimes you get the clicky finger. You go too fast. Ooh, double Mayhem Devil. Now that could be bad for us, for sure. I also wonder, if your deck plays Mayhem Devil, do you just kind of like automatically play the land that sacks and searches for basics? Because I think I would. Alright. Now, just putting this into play is a bit of a gamble. Because they've got 2 cards left that are unknown. One of them's probably going to steal a creature. But they will take at least 2 for it. But that means if they take it, we're going to take 3. So we almost have to play this just defensively in a weird way. So if they take one, we can chump and only take 7 instead of taking 10. But who knows? Maybe they have Embercleave of their own. Yeah, Fabled Passage is what I was thinking. But if they do that, and they attack with everything, then they're at 14. Spawn of Mayhem would be -1, so they'd be at 13. They would get a +1. Okay, well, all that math is irrelevant. They opted to do something different. Ooh. Those are nice pickups, though. Those give us a little bit of security, I'm not going to lie. What's the opponent doing with 3 cards in hand? So we just attack with everything? And then if we have to, just play 2 creatures behind it? I mean, the opponent's taking 8 here. That could be real bad for them. Ooh, they double block? Nope, they want to double block her instead. Man, I was not planning on them doing that. Question is, how low are we willing to go? Right, well, no matter what, that just goes. Oh, it is so tempting to just save this 3 damage for the opponent. I think, though, this is the play, really. Is just play a second Spawn of Mayhem. Just kill this one that has the damage on it. And then just put this in tapped. Yeah, I think the opponent was probably waiting for us to put the dinosaur into play. And there wasn't ever... The only time in that scenario I would have put the dinosaur into play would have been if I've gotten one or two casting cost creatures, so they could steal the dinosaur and then I could still chump block or whatever. Otherwise, I wasn't really going to take that risk. I would have done it if I would have been able to leave like the dinosaur +2 back. Then we would have been okay. But ultimately, again, another bad matchup that we were able to win. I think at this point though, and this is a little bit like patting myself on the back, but I think literally having played 100 matches with the deck, it is now like I'm starting to see the lines a little easier when there's problem cards or things to fight through. It's probably arguable that I even sideboarded incorrectly there, and I probably should have taken out a couple of the dinosaurs so they're less of a liability, but kind of played through okay. Yeah, I think their deck's good, truthfully. It's a hard matchup for us. I would even say, like, if I'd have seen that matchup 2 weeks ago, I probably would have lost that game. Or that match. I'm pretty certain of it, honestly. But this is now just getting to the point of seeing some cards enough, knowing what our deck does. The repetition, it all comes together after a while. This hand's weird, but I'm gonna keep it and just ditch one of these. And hope something happens. I don't know, maybe we draw a Fervent Champ? Just something to get some damage in here. Blue-green deck with blue. What is this? Was this maybe... Oh, this is Teamer Adventures. This is bad for us. No. This is some ungodly monstrosity. 4-color Goose Trailer Crumbs. Oh, jeez. I have no idea what's happening here. Oh, boy. This is not helping. Alright. Man, this is sad. We're not even in a situation where we could pump the Knights or get them a counter or anything. Yeah, I don't know. I called it an ungodly monstrosity because I have no idea what's going on. It's blue, green, red. It might be 5-color for all I know. Well, they put it in tap, so that's good for us, right? That can't be the worst thing. Oh man, this sucks. We're so gonna lose all these creatures. So sad. I'm with you. I kind of want to see what it does too. Not even joking. Like, partially because if we do end up losing, which I think we will, I'd like to get a good look at all of it before all this goes down. Now they're going to deal 3 to all of our creatures. And this is just a weird Fires of Invention deck. Okay. Oh, they don't have it.
Let us have a storied battle worth retelling.
Oh, come on.
I follow the
Did we just
tracks of
win
the
after
wild.
all this? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, exactly. Oh, it'll be 12 actually. Wow. How did that happen? What? What? That is so crazy. We had no business winning that game. Like, the only way we win there is the opponent's hand has to be absolutely terrible. Like, I genuinely don't think we can win that any other way. Wow. Wow, that deserves an applause button. There we go. That's crazy. That was not at all what I thought. Wow. Just, wow. Alright, I'm going to take a couple of things out, assuming they're going to be bad against whatever my opponent's doing. Man, maybe one less Bone Crusher Giant? I mean, I don't know. Epic Downfall's probably good. Oh, man. I don't know. Alright, we're just going to try this. Alright, that was a wild game. Like, for us to win that with 2 lands? Oh. So good. That's the type of game you look at and like, that'll probably not happen again. Like, it's those times you look at and say like, man, this is why Magic's such an interesting game, because things like that can happen out of the blue that seem like there's no way that makes any sense, you know. All right, well, Fairy's gonna be annoying.
Trust me, you'll thank me later. I've got it.
And I took out my little Fervent Champs, so this is going to be a bit of a problem. But, gotta go for it. Well, even the Fires decks have the sweepers, so I didn't really understand at all, like, what was going on there. I guess we just attack into Teferi. I mean, the opponent's deck feels like it's doing a whole lot of nothing, so I don't know. I mean, they're gonna play Fires, obviously. So we just play this. I mean, but again, if they play Fires, yeah, okay, they don't even have a Fires. There's game life, that's awesome.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Don't worry, I got you.
So funny. Maybe I should have kept Shock so I can keep attacking the opponent and just shoot down to Fairy. Seems kind of linear. That's a reasonable use of that card. Though, I feel like I should, because I'm not doing anything else with my mana. I mean, they're not going to do anything with 1 green now, because we know what card that was that got banned. Then we'll just play the card they already know we have. I mean, they don't even have a bunch of colored mana in play. They can use colored mana to cast Planeswalkers. So they can't time wipe. They can't do anything relevant, really.
Let us see if your talents are worth cataloging. The story
Return to
past
Fairy.
holds
Okay.
our future.
Use? Sure. Would I be wrong to say I actually don't really like my opponent's deck? Maybe, but like, I don't even know what's worth it. Like, I kind of want to Embercleave, but I kind of don't care. I mean, sure, let's do this, and let's do this. And then I guess we'll just Embercleave whatever the Well, I don't know. Oh, they don't even want to protect Tamio? That's peculiar. But they would... Oh, so they might just have to have the goose to be able to get a sweeper off here is the problem. Alright. Cool. I'm game. I'm your Huckleberry. Let's do it. At least now, if they have a sweeper, they are more incentivized to do it. Just playing like a Sarkin or something here isn't going to be enough for them. Okay, well they have fires, so they can just play a sweeper anyway. Alright, time wipe to get a goose back, sure. But you can't replay your goose, see? So, we're just gonna go big. Real big. We're sitting on all these murderous riders. What you got, opponent? I mean, even next turn, we just double down on Murderous Riders. I mean... Hey, DJT, how's it going? Oh, they had 2 Clarions. Wow. Wow. Ah, that's super unfortunate. That was a lot of not good for us. Okay, well... We're just going to play these as dudes. Because, I mean, you can't just keep having infinite sweepers, right? I mean, they might. That might be what they were sitting on, but... Welcome to the stream. Day 41 of a 60-day challenge, which today we had technical difficulties, but still made day 41 happen. So... Feel good. We opted to not play any more games in the ladder as we're at, I think, whatever it was, 280 something. And it just made sense not to. And we're just going to sit tight and we're going to play these, I guess, these other little arena tournaments instead and see if we can pile up some gold in the meantime. However, if my opponent is going to search for another sweeper of some kind... is that one they can pay to give us minuses as well? Is that what that does? I have to read this thing again. Exile a card from the graveyard to get a white and black spirit token creature. Alright. So you can make a 2/2 effectively. Okay. Interesting. Still doesn't help us a lot here. You know what the opponent has. They have Fae of Wishes, that and that. They could play Fae of Wishes and Teferi, I guess. Let's see what the opponent does here. We may end up having either Noxious Grass. Nope. Opponent doesn't care, apparently. They're just sacking food, sure. We're just going to put this in tapped. And then we're going to end the turn. Because we technically have enough damage to win here. Alright, opponent's playing Teferi first. They're going to get to use Teferi's ability and draw a card. So let's go ahead and do this and just hope we don't get wrecked. Hey Soul Vixen, it is going well today. It took us a little while to get started, but oh, I forgot. It gets -1/-1 from the other zone. Oh, that's so terrible.
Stand by and watch. Nothing.
I mean, we have so much mana. We're just... Oh, and he had Nugan. Ooh, that's gross.
Defy the desire.
That's not good. Okay, now I think we're dead.
Multiverse obeys me.
Yeah, now we're dead. Man, that took the opponent drawing a lot of right cards to get us. So I don't feel too bad about that. Okay, so we now know they're not playing a creature version. They're playing almost just straight planeswalker version. So, what decisions, now that we know that, what does that change? We still keep Noxious Grasp in because it can kill Tameo and it can kill a goose or whatever if necessary. Yeah, exactly. We do need Elder Spell, but it's kind of bad against too many other things right now. So it's not really an option. I feel like I'm going to go one less Rotting Regisaur and up the number of something else. Maybe Bone Crusher Giant. Just as an additional way to kind of ping down Planeswalkers if we want it. I actually kind of want less Embercleaves here too. Because Embercleave's not really going to be our way to victory. Let's go with these drill bits. We're going to try something totally different. Let's scrap a couple of Regisaurs. Let's get rid of all the Embercleaves. And let's run with that. I mean, if nothing else, maybe we get lucky and catch a removal card out of their hand. We catch Fires, Planeswalkers. With this hand, we're going to catch a whole lot of nothing. So we're going to mulligan that one. This might be okay. We'll see. We're going to keep it and actually just get rid of Tournament Grounds. Because once we have double red, it doesn't really do anything if we have black already. Alright, well, we're on a mulligan. They're on a mulligan. We'll see what happens. Well, that card's not going to get played for quite a while. Only brought this in just so if they have a way to kill a creature, there's a chance we can get a creature back. Growth Spiral's not good for us, especially if they have a white land. Oh man, we needed a removal card or something there bad. Alright, we'll play this assuming they're just going to get swept. Not a lot we can do. So we at least got to the mana to be able to play the Cavalier, so there's that. Fires, and here comes the 3 damage. Yep, as expected. Okay, well, sadly, I don't even think we hit the opponent. We just play it as a 4 power because the chance of just getting bounced by Teferi anyway. I'd be really shocked if it's not.
I would like to test a new hypothesis with you.
Yep.
The past is never forgotten.
As expected. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Actually, yeah, let's just do it. Man, we drew way too many lands to be competitive this game, I think. Trail of Crumbs is going to be kind of bad for us. Okay, Growth Spiral makes that less bad, I guess. Guess it means I didn't have a lot in hand. And we do this. And we just play a straight up Cavalier. And we just don't sack anything. I mean, I don't even know if this is useful, but let's see. They're going to get their choice of a card here. And then, well, they got a second Trail of Crumbs, which is pretty good for their deck, actually.
We begin.
Oh, I don't hate this. This is actually okay.
Behold!
So we know we can take down Sarkhan here. So this is kind of nice. The fairies not a lot of fun for us. Alright, well, we have to send both. Oh, that is a problem. We're going to lose this, actually, in the exchange. Oh, well, that's not true. We could pump twice. Never mind.
Listen to them roar. Watch this.
They're just letting... That's not what you want to see. Yeah, we might just be dead here, y'all. This is probably bad for us. Unless it's just another Sarkin, but I don't know. Not sure what the opponent's up to. Ugin. Oh, and Ugin exiles. We're not even gonna get the bonus off of our knight. That sucks. Ooh, man, we need a bedevil or something then.
Lifetimes.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just make a dude because they can technically chump block. So. Okay.
Be gone, interloper.
Oh, okay. That helps a lot. Let's do that now. That does not help a lot. Alright. Exactly. I mean, I can assume you have to, right? Alright. Fairy's gonna bounce a thing, and then we're gonna do this whole thing all over again.
Ether itself serves me.
I mean, the sad part is we kind of got what we wanted in this scenario, all things considered, but, like, we just simply drew too many lands. Sure.
I'll protect you.
I think we're wrecked. Yeah, once I can start doubling up on the Fae of Wishes, we're going to be done. Oof. That is not good. Yep. Yep. I mean... yeah, there's really nothing. We just gotta let that one go. Yep. I mean, we know it's a bad matchup for us to begin with, so... Ugh. Alright. See what we can do. We still gotta get another win. It's not even the fact that they're dropping the Planeswalkers. It's really the Fires of Invention at that point. Because then they're getting to play... Because they actually drew really well and only ever had, like, 5 lands in play. So they're getting the benefit of playing 8 and 10 mana worth of stuff on a turn. And conversely, we were stuck with all the mana, so we really needed more dudes anyway to even make a push there. Okay, we'll keep this and probably ditch Shaw. Wait. Yeah. Mostly because we were on the play. I think if we were on the draw, I probably would have got rid of one of these and kept the shock. Since it's just not knowing at all what the opponent has. Oh, is this possibly a straight up Gruul deck? That would be neato. end turn. I'm gonna wait because maybe there's a chance they try to play like Domri's Ambush or something here. Not at all, actually. Okay, well, let's just get this while we can. Guess this means we're gonna see that big 4/4 for 3 next turn. If I'm guessing correctly. Ooh, man, mass manipulation. Yeah, that'd be a good way they could end that game, too. That's a good call, Dark Soul. No, it's a Lovestruck Beast. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll do this. Attack with these. See if the opponent wants to double down on blocking a troll or a dinosaur, which we're okay with because the opponent doesn't know we have yet another dinosaur in hand. That worked out brilliantly for us. And we get to empty our hand. So now we don't have to manage that part. Now the downside is they play Lovestruck Beasts, they trade their 2 for 1, and then we're having to make some real decisions. No, they just played Yorvo. Interesting. I could have sworn they were going to do something else there. Yeah, the Lovestruck Beast would have been a much better play. Wow, they're not doing anything. Alright, well, you know I've got this. I'll just let this Fervent Champ go away. It's not relevant to anything right now. But then now their best play is going to be really... Oh, that's cute. So one's going to block a Rotting Regisaur, which I'm assuming is there. Then we play a dinosaur. Sure. Really? Yeah, the opponent did that all wrong. Yeah, I saw this deck once a couple days ago, but that's the only interaction I had with it. But that was weird. The opponent's like with the sequence they chose to go with, their blocks did not line up and make sense. We're just gonna bring in all the removal things because it looks like it's just straight up green creatures. I'm assuming it has Vivian. I'm assuming it has some number of fights or bite spells. But otherwise, these little Fervent Champs, y'all aren't going to do much of anything in this fight. Y'all are going to get outclassed way easy. Definitely keeping Blacklands Paragons. Probably going without the shocks. We can probably do one less Bone Crusher Giant. I don't even know where I'd cut the last card from. I mean, sadly, we might need Nimbercleave to get through this with their dudes being so big. Though, I'm going to go with one less Nimbercleave with the understanding that they're playing green. They're probably also bringing in, like, Thrashing Bronodon or something. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, I was thinking the Wolves might in there, but I wasn't sure what else they had to make food. So... they could be playing Wolf just as a straight up to kill things that are 3 or less. Because to be fair to the opponent, like in the current meta, like it wouldn't be that bad. You can kill a lot of things in the Knight deck, right? Or in the Rakdos deck. I would be totally okay with that. Here, I think the plan is just going to be minimize some damage here for a little bit. We do have a removal card we can use, but I don't really want to use it on a troll. So the troll may just get to beat us upside the head for a little bit. We're just going to end. We're just going to have to take some damage, I think. Is the way this is going to play out. I mean, don't have a lot of choice. Unfortunately, I don't have a Black Lance Paragon here, so I'm not going to block. Just going to take some damage. We're still at 20. Like we try to teach all the new players, your life is still a resource. Use it as such. Then here we're going to attack just to see if the opponent bites. Great. That allows us to get this here into play. Now let's hope they don't Vivian to kill it. Oh, we are going to get Vivian. Oh, no, they had a question. Alright. Not quite as bad. I say we just block here. Take the 4. Again, just not being afraid to take some damage. We have a little more play in our hands with the Bedevil and now with Bone Crusher Giant, so no need to be in a hurry. I will attack with this though, because we got to put some pressure on them and keep the life total moving the right direction here. We'll see if the opponent casts Vivian, then if he goes to fight something, then this becomes kind of critical. Looks like they're not though, which is great, great, great for us. So we're just going to go ahead and kill a questing beast. Yeah, exactly, because we can just punch through a giant. Like, we were about to kill something and block. We were good. All right. I think that was it. Was that 5-1? I think so. Our MTGA tool for the night. Because this is becoming a good tradition to do at the end of each night that I'm really appreciating. So I hope a couple people have really commented that they really like this. So I will keep up doing it on any of the nights that we do some constructed play, because it feels good to review it. You know, I think it gives more context to a deck other than just saying this is good, this is bad. But yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5-1. And the decks we ran into were kind of the usual suspects, except for that one deck, actually. Well, I guess technically the last two were a bit different, which is funny because we played those for our 4th and 5th win. But yeah, we've have well over 100 now. That's 119 matches that we have with this deck. So, and if we do this again tomorrow, I mean, hopefully we will have almost 124, 125. So that's cool. Does this track games automatically, or do I have to put it? No, it actually does it automatically. So it looks at, you can break it down by, if you want to see current season, all time, what your record is. Obviously, I've played like I've played over 1,000 matches in Arena. I don't think I needed to see that. But yeah, you can see the last 30 days if that's all you're interested in. Or even just yesterday, you know, just for the last stream, and it'll just track that for you. So that's a thing you can do too. But current season, because that's all I really want to see. And then you can even look by, it actually works by, you download the MTGA tool, and then you just have to, by the way, anybody who's new to the stream that are coming in, if you would like a code to get something in Arena, just let me know. I have some spare codes. I will get you one for free. No charge at all. Yeah, so when you sign up, all you do is you just, I don't even remember. I think I just put in my email address so I could create a password. and then you just put in your arena ID, and then the program just does everything locally. So it's just going into your files, because Arena saves a record, and then it's just parsing that information out into all of these things. So yeah, it's actually really, really, really good. I recommend everybody use it. It's the best I found by a long shot. And this is completely unsponsored. I don't even know any, at least to my knowledge, I don't know anybody who works there. Like, it's literally the thing I just think is really cool and believe in. As far as I could find, they're not even monetizing it through ads or anything. The only thing they have, I think, is a Patreon that you can go give them money on, and that's it. You can go to their website. It's mtgatool.com. So yeah, and the download doesn't take very long. It's maybe a couple minutes tops. It's a very small file. It doesn't take up any space. It runs in the background. Like, there's sometimes it runs in the background. I forget I even have it up, truthfully. Because all it's ever having to do is just access a couple of files, and that's it. And then it creates all the information in this beautiful UI you see before you. So yeah, even in the outside of the ladder, going into this. So actually, yeah, also for those of you that are late to the stream, again, if you would like a code in Arena, just let me know. Just say something in the chat and we'll get you a code. Just hook you up for free. And it's for some sealed boosters, stuff like that. But for those of you who came in expecting us to have played the ladder today, the reason we didn't, actually, let me check this real quick. We're at 288, so we lost 4 places in the last 2 hours. So yeah, that's kind of the reason we're not playing right now in the ladder. Is your goal is really just to be in the top 1200 at the end of the month. We are obviously well inside of that. I'm feeling safe in the sense that even if we lost 100 more spots today, 100, actually there's 4 days left, I think. What did that say it was? 3 days left. So even if we lost 300 places and we finish around 600, that's fine. Like, we could technically use 200 a day and we'd be around 800, 900, I guess. And that still wouldn't be much of a concern. So I'm just kind of leaving that. And in the meantime, we're going to play these other, whatever they call this format, it's standard unranked, I guess, but you play in these little tournaments, so it's competitive. But it's a good way to still get practice, go through, decide if you want to make changes to the deck. Still makes for good content, and we're getting to build our collection, and we're also getting a bunch of gold, because I think it's going to be pretty hard in that for us to go less than 3 wins, and 3 wins is still going to be 1,100 gold plus, so why not? Man, there's a lot of people coming and going from the stream. If you're new to the stream and you have not gotten a code from us for MTG Arena, just let us know in the chat and I will get you a code free of charge. They're random, but they're good for either draft entry, a sealed entry, 6 boosters of M20, or a booster of Throne of Eldraine. So it's potluck, but you see what you get. It'll be very cool. All right, so this only changed our percentages a little bit tonight because there was only one-ofs of a lot of these decks. Obviously, we only played 6 matches. This 5-color Planeswalker deck obviously wasn't even on our radar, so that's not going to move our archetypes at all. And I guess technically it's still a Flyers deck, but it just focuses on Planeswalkers instead of on creatures. The deck's still pretty good, I imagine. Probably not as good against like the blue-green decks, the Simic Flash with the counters, stuff like that. Great against us, especially if we don't get an early drill bit or something. It's pretty terrible for us, honestly. So that was pretty bad. The mono green deck I thought was going to be potentially a little more difficult, but I think we drew well and our opponent was not that good, seeing the different lines they took as far as how they decided to play their cards and then how they decided to block on a couple of those turns. I don't think was optimal for them, so I feel like I think this is kind of when you look at small sample sizes and you can't take too much away from that. Like, we may be favored in that match, but I think it's a lot closer than those games looked. I think if you go back and watch those games, they look kind of like blowouts, but I think our opponent could have made those more difficult for us. I think we could still win, but I think it's a lot closer. The Jund Sacrifice deck, I think we've seen enough of that at this point. Again, it's the third most common deck that we're running into, and we tend to be doing okay against it. I mean, that gave us another win, so we're now, what, 10-5? So, you know, I'm not too worried about that matchup at this point. I think it's difficult, but it's one we can win. You just have to play carefully around it. And it's kind of weird because these are both labeled. I guess should be labeled Rakdos Sacrifice, actually. Let me change that because these are definitely different decks. In the sense that this one was steal your creatures, sack them to the Witch's Oven, you know, that whole thing. Whereas Jund Sacrifice is just build the engine to do all the damage. You know, really, it's a bit different. Hey, Sparks, how's it going? You're kind of here at the end. We're just doing our end of stream review that has now become a staple of the stream. So anybody who wants information on kind of what's going on with Rakdos Aggro, I got you covered right here. Also, for anybody that has not gotten a code yet and you would like one, let us know and I will hook you up with one. Oh, that's terrible. I would have appreciated the raid, but it also sucks anytime your internet's dropped out. I had that happen twice so far in this 41 days, and fortunately one of them was at the end anyway. The other was just unfortunate because we built up a bunch of people and then, you know, it dropped, so there's not a lot we could do about it. But yeah, so that doesn't change much what this looked like. Again, there's another Rakdos Knights, the fourth most popular deck. So, like, it's kind of interesting. Even though we only played 6 matches, we ran into several of the top decks, really. I mean, it wasn't really Jeskai Walkers, but it was kind of close. Yeah. So, it's kind of peculiar how that worked out. I mean, if you take the mono green out of it, they were all decks that kind of ranked near the top of what we expected to see. So, that actually says that going and playing those little tournaments, even outside of rank, are still good practice. So again, what I would recommend is if you were, say, like struggling a little bit and you're like upper silver, lower gold, something like that, and you're looking to change decks, if you have the gold, because it's only 1,000 gold, and you're going to get a little bit back anyway just from participating. So I would say go and play a couple of these events so you can give your deck real practice, play against real decks, because obviously, again, we saw actual decks that are at the top of our metagame percentages here, and that's what we played against, all but one of the decks for our final round. So yeah, I would definitely do that, and then that way you can decide if the deck's worth playing in the ladder or not, and you're not putting anything at risk, because your whole goal really should be to get into platinum, because once you're there you can't drop below that, and then you can experiment all you want. But I know from experience you can get caught up in the grind at gold and silver and just kind of go up a little, down a little, up a little, down. I even had one season where I was at gold 1 and I was one step from getting into platinum, and then I'd lose a couple. Then I'd get back to one step away and I need to win like one match and then drop back down again. And like I did that cycle like 4 times before I got to go. It was literally like, I think like 3 stream nights before I got out of gold into platinum. So, I mean, now that I have this other information, I would have definitely gone and done this a couple of nights just to play with cards and different sideboard options or whatever, and then come back and I would have done the ladder. And that would have probably saved me so much time, honestly. And I could have experimented a bit, which would have been good. Let's see, as far as win rates, didn't really change much here. Rakdos Aggro, we got another win against it, though I would say Rakdos Aggro and Rakdos Knights should be the same deck now. They may have been different once upon a time, but they are very similar now. There's some that are playing a few more Knights than the other one to, I guess, change classification, but I wouldn't worry much about it. I mean, basically, if we combine those, we're still looking at, what's that, 7-2 or actually 9-7. So not great. I mean, it's still a matchup that's difficult. However, I think we're figuring it out a little bit, and we are getting a little bit of an edge. So definitely think the deck's coming together. I would say for sure, I think we're very certain at this point that if you're in a meta game that has a lot of the blue-green decks, definitely would play this. If you're in a meta game that has a lot of fires or Jeskai heavy planeswalker control style decks, I would not necessarily play it unless you're willing to sacrifice some sideboard cards and go heavy on the discard cards, like 7 discard cards. If you're willing to do that, then I think you could still take a chance and play this. But otherwise, I just would skip it. But against anything else, it's just creature heavy, whatever, yeah, I'd go for it. The only other thing is maybe if you have a lot of mono red in your meta, you're going to be doing some coin flipping, which is a little bit, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not saying you can't win those. It's just going to be a lot tighter matches. But yeah, the stuff down here, if you're looking, the stuff that we're actually losing against, we're not seeing a lot of anymore. So, Sultai Food, why is that labeled wrong? It should have blue in there instead of but that's okay. Anyway, Sultai Food, not seeing it really anymore. All the food decks tend to be either Jund or just Golgari. So that's gone. Blue-white control is still around. There's a few people playing it. I've seen it making a little bit of a comeback. Yeah, if you want the list, you can just scroll over the video, and then to the right, it has a pop-up. Just go to Deck Hub, and it should have the latest version. I believe I updated it 2 days ago and haven't made changes since. Looks like Soul Vixen just cashed in for me to tell a bad joke. I think I added one on here that I really like. What was it? Oh, what do you do if you're attacked by a group of clowns? Soul Vixen will love this one. This is like a great way to end the night. You go for the juggler.